Thank you for joining us live on Twitch and Assembly Stage Channel VC here on Discord and in game in Final Fantasy XIV. We have a lot of fun stuff to talk about today. We've got 3 announcement phases. If this is your first ever assembly, just know that we have a raffle phase in between each assembly phase, or announcement phase, I should say, rather. So we're going to go through some really cool stuff, take a break, do a raffle, go through some more fun stuff, take a break, do a raffle. We've got Q&A at the end for those who want to ask questions about anything presented here today at the assembly, as well as that can be asked in-game on Twitch or in the chat in Assembly VC. So we've got 3 places. As well, in those 3 places to chat, there are raffles that we do. They are our famous flash raffles. When their raffle is called out, I will have my character move to the center of the room so I can clearly see the slash randoms. Slash random gives you a random dice roll that will correspond to, I'll call it out. I'll say, like, highest roll or roll closest to mine. We'll do stuff like that. You can also enter via Twitch by putting a 3-digit number in on the Twitch chat or 3-digit number on the Grand Assembly VC chat as well. So there's 3 places to enter. If you've entered more than one, we'll only consider the first entry that you posted. These are prizes for our members, attending allies, our guests here at the assembly, and of course our Reserve Corps and Chapter 2 members as well. So, without further ado, let's get this thing started. So traditionally, what we like to do is we like to first start off the assembly by welcoming all new members of Azure Infinitum across the board. As many of you know, we do serve quite a bit of different games, or guilds there in those games, and that's what we call our Azure Wings. This is our core, our main core here in FF14. And we're going to go down the list of recent recruits. We've actually got a lot of names each month, so we're going to welcome them all. Please feel free to cheer, write your welcomes, and emote as I go down the list here, and then we'll get to the first announcement phases. All right, let's see. So we want to welcome all of our new members here within the last 30 days since our last assembly, starting with a good batch that actually joined us recently here in SOTOR, FF14, Warframe, and a couple others. We've got Craner, Jugzalo, Giam, Mr. Zed, welcome Caden Drace, Jason Nora, Dihun, Al Nectar, Likne, Zarsil, Sarhia, Arcel the Diplomatic, it's a good one, Limana, Kanida Malada, Jal Max, sorry if I butchered this. Grikose Kremerjali. Wow, that's a name. Kalise, kind of runs like Khaleesi, Game of Thrones. Novak Tenacitus, Elibi, Arela, Sakura, Ora Nesa, welcome Tenshin, Barfin. Here in FF14, Zarkane Duibne, Tatsujin Clover, Ascalia Hawk, Monkey Feet, welcome back. Long-time returning member. Welcome back, Monkey Feet. Welcome to Del Rail Navarre. Over in Warframe, DJ Sonic, aka our scout Sonaya here. Join us over there. Back in 14, Luna Moonclaw. Amar Chek, Yumiko Mochizuki, Ariel Moonveil. Welcome Zen Moonweave, Bankai Espada, Iron Fist Tyrant, Keijiro Hashima, Odyssey-san, Falcor Valdari. Over in Star Citizen, welcome Saints. Saints has also joined us here in 14. Welcome. Okay, and Rabid Squaw, welcome. Brianna, over at Warframe. Scream, welcome to Azure. Back in 14, Nero Claudius Caesar. Wow, we have a Roman emperor that's joined us. Tema Zira, Lysandra McSteel, Ryuzu Frostbloom, Onyx Nix, Meowdy Perdner. Over in Elder Scrolls, Future Stark. Back in 14, Kaya Nixia, Warframe Vulcan. Vulcan also welcome to our FC in 14 as well. Arya Pendragon, our newest member of Assist today. Kyrie Snowfall, Lilith Gregovich, Vayak Drugan. Back over in Elder Scrolls, Javier 2986, Antlion 1111, Fall for Joy, welcome Risher, Joker 05029, Bobby Tank, Noctstar, sorry. Back at 14, welcome Alfarius Matsunaga, Alina Clover over in Warcraft. R. Dorfiner. Back at 14, Natsu Strife. Melinda over in MH Wilds, Monster Hunter Wilds. Morval, Oathbreaker. Nixaria Orobos. Detastara Hattori. Ayla Ymir. Aram Lunareth. Sigmund Hale. Atrice Blackwater. Rain Goku Chan. Torva Graves. Kiki Hot. Yoko Moonvale. Hila Nya. Avsari Scientia. Misty Ray. Skippy Fuller over in Chapter 2. Kurai Kurotaki. Sudaki Decor. Kokofu Tofu. Zephiel Frost. Draconia Windclaw. Night Sabes Niarsa. Top Sandwich. I want to know what kind of sandwich that is. Kaya Knight Zaraki. Soitsu Nelen over in Warframe. Vladimir Akitara. 14 Ane Nellen. Unluckiest Gamarius. Jerk Dugan. Edge Worm Reaper. Welcome Juno Darkhaven. Yunwol Branwen. Hobbs Savile. Belkar Bitterleaf. And I believe that is the complete list. A lot of names there, guys. Welcome to Azure Infinitum, new members. Welcome. Woohoo. Okay. All right, so we're going to move into the first phase of our announcements today. Before we get to the juicy, brand new stuff we're going to talk about here in just a moment, we're going to have our traditional council induction ceremony. We have 3 new leaders of Azure Infinitum that have joined the council recently. I'm going to step forward and call them up one by one. It's been a fantastic month. We've seen a lot of new assist members. Those are our scouts, our support team here in Azure, as well as 3 new names on the council. Well, one's a returning name. Let's see here. First, could you come forward? Aselin Licoria. Actually, we have 2 that are actually not with us, so I'll be mentioning them here. Yeah, come forward, Ashlyn. Yep, you're good. All right, you may say your words. Welcome to the Azure Council. Congratulations on joining leadership.
Thanks. Honestly, I'm honored to join the council. Honestly, it's been something I've been striving for, and honestly, I look forward to working with everybody who's already on the council, and also encouraging others to step up as well.
All right, well said.
We put him through the appropriate amount of hazing, and for some reason, he's still here. So
we also call that loyalty tests.
Oh yeah.
Plenty of loyalty tests. As
take the name Tried and True.
As invented by our past general Stefan von Wist, who was very fond of loyalty tests. If only you could have met Stefan. He retired some time ago. All right, well, congratulations, new lieutenant. You may take your seat at the high table. And of course, returning to the Azure Council, not able to come to tonight, is Rakvasha Vane, returning. Previously lieutenant through, I believe it was 2024 through, I think earlier this year, just took a break, and is back on the team. Of course, we also have new lieutenant, Vivian Nova, who recently has become a co-wing commander for Warframe, and has worked his way up through the scout ranks and has been a tremendous help in driving the new wing forward, as well as a lot of help and assistance here in FF14. And congratulations to Vivian and Aslin, and welcome back to the council, Rakvasha. Also, when we have leadership that joins the council, we also have the About page for the council updated on the website. There's these little cards with little profiles. they're really, really neat. It kind of helps folks get to know who our leadership is and what kind of things they're into, what kind of games they like, how long they've been doing stuff like this, and even more. And so those brand new profiles have been added to that page. That's the About section on the community site, azureinfinitum.com. So you can click that anytime and see any of the profiles on that list. They're pretty cool. Very, very cool. Very great way to get to know our leaders. All right. Let's hear it for our new lieutenants. If you are looking to get involved in ranking up in Azure Infinitum, we have a process of joining Assist as a scout, and the road from there to council is a whole process. So it's a lot more forgiving than other guilds, but it is very organized as well. And we have a lot of information about that on the site, and I'll also be mentioning that a bit towards the final phase of the assembly. Of course, council that's present with me here while we present, we're welcome to comment or anything that you guys want the floor for. Just say the word. So first up on the list, we are going to talk about the state of Azure Infinitum, the current state of the community. We are going to briefly touch on the universal organization, the status, the overall global network that we've developed here between our wings and our core, our sites and things like that. Overall, we've remained very, very active. We are way up there in rankings and FF14, which gives us an insight into our activity, as well as overall just seeing recruits coming in on a regular basis. We've got many weeks in the past couple months where, especially since the server opened and it made it a lot more easy. Every time that opens, it's really nice. That allows people to bring their friends or family. They can bring alts in if they don't already have one, and more. And last time we did talk about a little bit about Chapter 2. Chapter 2 is very new. That is our official Overflow FC. You can find it physically over at Plot 9 in our ward. That's where anybody that comes over when we're capped can join. They can also put alts over there at any time. And as you know, we have a update to our alt policy. That's one main, one alt in the FC, as well as another 2 in any other Azure FC. And I say that because we also have the Reserve Core FC on Maduin. And that's specifically for when Midgard's not open. It's very, 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 very helpful. So what's nice too is, over time, Chapter 2 may grow into its own identity as a extension of the roster here. Unfortunately, we're capped at 512 members when we reach the cap. Keep in mind that we do have a higher turnover rate because more people joining also means more people going MIA or getting removed for inactivity. So that's just how it is as you become a bigger and bigger community. So it's nice that we have these options for us to utilize. I did want to comment on a statement made last assembly regarding communications and moderation of chats. When I had mentioned that, we want to make sure that we're able to properly moderate and watch the chats in our community, so that way if there's any issue or if there's some kind of trolling or misbehavior or something, we can catch it. And of course, there's always concerns with opening up a second FC, even though that Chapter 2 is not something we're going gung-ho trying to fill right away or anything like that. But I had mentioned that we would be able to see those logs, and if there was nothing needed, they could be just completely discarded by the end of the day. In no form was that meant to be a type of like strict surveillance or anything like that. It was really just to that comment was to prove that we would be able to properly see what's going on and not be in the dark when we have this other FC down the road, with alts and overflow members, that wouldn't be unmoderated in any form. So there was a little bit of confusion about that, and I wanted to make sure that was clear and concisely communicated. I have a couple characters that will usually be floating around and moderating or just doing ventures, and it's possible that they have the log from that day in their log. It's just easy to make sure that everything is fine. Also, that's been actually really helpful already. There's a good 20-something characters over there right now. Buffs have remained steadily up in our FCs across the board. You know, sometimes human error happens and people go to bed and we don't realize that something didn't get changed over. So there's been a couple days this month that happened. Apologies. We're really, really good at keeping that on schedule 99% of the time. But we do need members and, you know, and folks to let us know, and scouts are able to update those buffs as well in the case that nobody was around at, you know, 9 o'clock at night or whatnot. So overall, everything has been well maintained. Everything's been going smoothly. We made a lot of gil in the FC chest lately, but that's a small start to what we're going to be raising over time. In the past, I've talked about resource projects, such as what we call our Azure depots, you know, places where we have extra gardens and things like that. And there are, you know, projects like my retainer project and some other things I've openly talked about before, farming venture coffers and things like that to try to raise extra gil for the FC. And as of yesterday, we deposited another 80 million into the chest and are, you know, well on our way to 1 billion gil. As time passes, that's actually going to be increasing exponentially. But that doesn't mean that, you know, we still are looking for prize donations for raffles and Azure Day weekends and things like that. We will be investing a lot into, you know, future raid gear and things that we can help our members out. You come to an event, you can get geared. Azure will be able to provide quite a bit here as we, you know, get further and further with those resource projects. Right now, we do have a lot of Magitech repair materials in the chest, and we always need repair materials. So if you are looking for something like, you know, hey, I know how to craft that, please feel free to donate some of that. We could always use that. The Infinitum Reserve Corps FC and Crossworld Link Shell has also been very handy. We had a number of people when the server opened come over from there. We've even got a couple more that are out there that are just waiting to transfer. Sometimes it's hard when somebody just transfers. They got to wait like 90 days to transfer again, and they might have a couple weeks, you know, to have to wait. And so thankfully the server has remained open. It's actually a miracle that it's remained open this long. It's usually like 2 weeks, and then it's down for, you know, half a year. Opening twice this year already was a miracle. So overall, very, very good. All of our wings are in constant growth. There were a couple that started to slow down a little bit, but you know, such as growth with a large community, you kind of want to make sure that the most important things are tended to first. And I like to reassure our members that our FC here in 14 and all of our projects in FF14 are always priority. These are always going to be something that we want to make sure is locked in and active and ready to rock at all times. You know, having leadership with the ability to see across multiple guilds and games even makes that really easy. Then, you know, it's not something that our community has to worry about. It's very nice. So as we grow as a gaming community, 14 leading the charge with our wings in tow, we want to continue to see all of them prosper. In time, we want to see more wing events, and we do need wing commanders. I'm going to mention that again towards the end. But the status overall is very good. It's great that almost every assembly I've got great things to say about our growth and everything that we have to look forward to as a gaming community. So I do want to thank everybody that has gotten involved in the wings or recruitment or any form of aid, you know, beyond the usual ranking up, like, you know, going above and beyond to really get hands-on with things. It's been a blessing, honestly. So, you know, this is not just my achievement. This is our achievement. We manifest this together, and that's why we're so proud of what we've made here. This is our home, and it's what we all contribute to on a regular basis, from the, you know, the most inactive members' activity, or the most, you know, the lurkers even, all the way to those that are super hands-on with helping host events. Everybody contributes something to Azure Infinitum. All right, so here in FF14, Our rankings are very good. They have remained good for a long time, but it's important for us to look at them as a testament to our activity. I always mention the rankings at assemblies because if you understand how they work on Lodestone, they are very telling. However, it's also very tricky because rankings on Lodestone are generated by credits. Credits are generated by activity, turn-ins, every 5-star craft, every savage clear, every level up, dungeon, everything. Everything that you do in our community gives us FC credits. The thing that gives the most credits is the constant turning in of gear. So when you roll on loot and you turn in that gear, or you do stuff like that at your GC, which is great because you could buy stuff like Coke and Glamour Prisms, which we're always talking about. That's a good side moneymaker. It contributes to our ranking, and our ranking contributes to discovery and people discovering us, finding our community, joining the Azure family, and adding to this whole thing. So it's all very, very good. It's very good to know about as well. The other thing is because our credits are natural and they're based off of real activity, and we don't do like any form of boosting, we can look at this accurately, and we can basically say, oh, okay, so this month or this week, this is how active the community was. The funny thing about that is, when you compare this to communities that have under 100 members or even 8 members, these guys, you go to look at the GC rankings, which tells you what individual characters are getting for seals, because that's when you get credits, is when you get seals. You can see there are singular characters who have like 6 months to a year's worth of credits in 1 week or month, and it's astronomical. And you know what they're doing? They're taking loads of gear from the market boards to the GC and boosting. So you also get fly up to the top if you're a community that buys a house. So it's if we remove those names while looking at the list, that puts Azure as number one, and we remain number one. It's very impressive, and it's something I think that we should all be proud of, because we're doing this naturally. We're not boosting this at all. So of course I recommend to turn in your gear and roll on stuff, and go get seals and use that seals to make some gil, and it's also helping the FC, of course. But to unnaturally boost that process, in my opinion, is unfortunate that communities do feel like they have the need to do that. But it's nice for us to announce, because we can talk about how natural our activity is. And when we see a dip, we kind of look at that week, and it helps us kind of gauge, what did we do differently that week, or what might have been, maybe it's a content drought, maybe it's a week before a patch and a lot of people are on break. It's very telling. It's more telling than some people know. So wanted to mention the rankings. Very proud of that. Very awesome. Pat yourselves all on the back for being active members and being awesome. We have such a good retention rate and a good amount of people here that are just always friendly and awesome. And I think because we like this type of community, it helps us continue to develop this type of community. And you've also got leaders here that have always wanted this kind of thing as well. So it's awesome. It's very, very awesome, and it remains consistently awesome all the time. It's always awesome. So so that being said, we got a couple more things here, and then we're going to do our first raffle. So we are coming up on the next Fan Festival. Fan Festival Berlin 2026 is about to happen next month, July 25th and 26th. So during the Fan Festival, we'll be doing watch parties. There's going to be streams up of the Berlin Fan Fest. And when they do it in Europe, it's also presented in English. Japan's the only one that's not in English. But there's 3 per year. That's the fan festivals. That the first one happened in April. That announced Evercold, the next expansion for 14. And the next 2 are going to talk about the next new job, and the next one after that, the second next new job. And then they're going to talk about other things too. And there's still plenty of things to learn that's coming up. Maybe there's going to be more info about the evolved battle system, and maybe there's going to be more insight into where we're going and what to look forward to, basically. New tribes, new society quests, all kinds of stuff. So what's really fun is having a watch party that runs all throughout those events. That will be, like I said, it's on the 25th and the 26th of next month. And that Tuesday following is the patch. That's the next patch. It's bringing the next relic stuff. And we're going to talk about that as well here in a minute, because we've got some plans. So during the watch parties, we have raffles in the Fan Festival raffle channel. And in that raffle channel, they're Discord raffles. You're going to want the raffle role in our Discord so that you can be pinged when it's time for a raffle. And it's about every good, hour or two in between and during some of the events that we're watching together that we do raffles. And so there's going to be all kinds of stuff: mounts, minions, glams, you name it. There might even be some donated Mog Station codes. Who knows? We like to see stuff like that. Amazon gift cards. All kinds of stuff. So those are the Fan Festival Watch Party raffles, and there's going to be an announcement with more information and the schedule of what's happening at FanFest posted in our announcements channel here in July, as soon as Square decides to post it on the FanFest page. So that's a lot of fun. That's a lot to look forward to at the end of July. New patch and 2 days of FanFest. Very, very cool. Very, very much looking forward to it. My question to you guys, who here has an idea of what the first new job reveal is going to be? Because personally, I'm going Gun Shielder. I'm thinking it's Gun Shielder based off of the hints. And I'm thinking that one of them is going to have to do with hammers. I don't know if it's going to be the Gun Shielder. I doubt it. But I think I think maybe we're going to have a physical ranged hammer thrower and a gun shielder tank. That's what I'm thinking.
It's going to be an axe-throwing Viking.
An axe-throwing Viking. Yep.
I was thinking about two-handed axe.
I feel like it should be something. At least one of the two should be Norse themed, since it's a very Norse themed expansion. That would be really cool. They already said they're not going to do a job they've already done in Final Fantasy, and Viking was one of those. So maybe it'll be a spin-off. Maybe they'll just name it something else, but it's still going to be Norsey, Norse-ish.
Well, they can go with Valkyrie.
Valkyrie, that's a good guess. That's a good guess. A Valkyrie normally
I don't know. Are there male Valkyries?
Because if we're pointing to Ridditon as a shield person, Valkyrie has a shield. So
I mean, yeah, we'll see. We were gonna find out in a month, but it's fun to try to guess because of the hints so far. Hammer and shield would be cool. But yeah, I mean, Ridditon has those two big like shield gun things, and so that's kind of what I was. Artillerist, that's a good one. That's a good one too. I like that one. So yeah, look forward to that last week of July. It'll be would be this week next month that we're gonna be seeing that. And finally, before we get on to our first raffle, I do want to also announce that coming up is a old tradition of ours that's coming back. A single day event called Celebration of the Azure Sky 2026. And what this is basically a single day event where we, it's the one day in the whole year that we will meet up. And of course, we're going to have some raffles as always. It's all, we always celebrate with some raffles. And we're going to go to a few historic places, the FC Hall, over at Sky's Respite, the Azure event venues, maybe visit a couple of the depots, and also couple of the places where Azure was born, and kind of tell the founding story, go through some fun facts. We've got a ton of fun facts that are actually things you would never expect in a million years. They're hilarious. And just talk about basically Azure history and a tour. And so, the last couple times we did this, a lot of people found it really, really interesting. Those that have been here for a while, had a good time getting nostalgic over some good, fun old guild memories, as well as those who were new that had no idea that, that one thing I see at the FC Hall every day, that's where it came from, and that's the story behind it. So it's actually very interesting, and we like to take a little tour through these things and just celebrate Azure on that day. Also, why we started it and how it began, Celebration of the Azure Sky, we noticed that July 31st and August 1st each year is actually an anniversary of multiple summer milestones, multiple things that were very, important to Azure that has happened in the past. And they all lined up in the same, a couple days there. We're like, oh yeah, end of July. This was also end of July. Oh, that was August 1st. Oh man, there's like a lot of things that lined up. So we're like, okay, so, what if we had a day that commemorated, those milestones, but also talked about Azure history? Because we don't really do that very often. So, kind of a cool idea. And, like I said, we'll make it fun and give out some prizes and it's very interesting for those who want to know. So that's a very fun way to go about, giving a tour and having some FC lore, community lore in general. And of course, some of our stuff goes back to 2005 in Final Fantasy 11. So there's 21 years of history in our community going all the way back, not just the 12 years of 14. But anyway, we're looking to do that July 31st. So a couple days into the patch on the 31st, we'll be doing that. There is one more thing happening on the 31st, and I'm going to get to that towards the end of the assembly here. Oh, actually, no, that's not the end. That's in phase 2. We'll talk about that pretty soon in phase 2. But for July 31st, celebration of the Azure Sky. Is Azure older than some of its members? That's a good question. In the past, we have had some folks who had, some youngsters join, and then throughout our life, in Azure, it's like they're already in their 20s. It's crazy. So we've been around that long. Yeah, that's that's something. I've actually got a couple of funny stories about that too, but they're too long for the assembly. Okay, guys, we're going to go ahead and start our first raffle. Let me move Reika to the middle of the room here so I can see, since the length of this room is actually wider than the Say Chat, the range of the Say Chat. Okay, if you are in game, please hit /random or type /random in your box. 3 digits in Twitch chat or 3 digits in the Grand Assembly chat to enter to win a prize. The number closest to mine will win in about, give it 2 minutes, and then we'll call time.
And before you say it, darn, it's not rigged. While we wait, could be Einherjar, or however you pronounce it. That would be a good name instead of Valkyrie.
Einherjar.
More generic.
Einherjar.
Einherjar. Yeah. Heroic souls. So,
that's a good one. Yeah.
Dead warriors.
How about Thormancer?
Thormancer. Like a lightning mage.
We have something already close to it, a Floormancer, which is really just another name for Dragoon.
Floormancer. Always on the floor dead. Yep.
I said Thormancer, you just get knocked in the air constantly without touching the floor.
Oh, I see what you said there. The Pompadour counts as no, the Pompadour doesn't count as a second person. Oh boy. All right. Couple more seconds here. If you haven't entered yet, you'd like to. Remember, you do have to be a member of Final Fantasy 14. You gotta be playing Final Fantasy 14 to enter the chat. Just in case anybody's hanging around on Twitch. Gotta be able to trade you. Hey, Darn, welcome to the stage. All right, numbers are coming in all over the place.
Contrary to belief, that Pompadour is actually a helmet, and it's great for, head protection.
Oh,
what is
Vivian.
it? Plus 10 to Riz?
Yeah.
My Pompadour absorbs some of the damage. It just recoils after it absorbs enough, and it shoots it out.
Johnny's pompadour is magical. He's been able to fit things inside of it and use it to block beams and all kinds of stuff over the years. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call time on that raffle. I'm going to roll. We'll see. The number closest to mine. Closest to mine will win a prize. Let's see. We got some nice stuff brought to the assembly today. All donated by our membership. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. 809 or 882. Boy, that's high. Okay, let's look at the high numbers. We got an 850 from Shimure, a 862 from Rem. We've got a 925 from Yozora. We're going to look at the other chats here, make sure. Oh boy, 882. Okay, so 862 is 20 away. 925 is over 820 away. Close though, very close. Let's see. Did we have another high 800 somewhere? 850. That's behind Darn's. I'm looking at Darn.
Not me.
Rigged.
I rolled 457.
Wait, why did I say that was you? Who was the? Oh, Rem. I'm sorry, Rem. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, Rem. All right, looking like Rem. Congrats, Rem, winning the first raffle. Of course, we got a couple more coming up here during the 874. Okay, hold on. We have an 874.
Imagine there's 874.
Where's that at?
Sonia. Let me check.
How did my
chats.
eyes like totally look over that? All right, sorry about that, Rem. Better luck next time. I did, yeah. Jeez, yeah. Like, somehow my brain was just like, oh no. Okay, 874. 874 is closer to 882.
Yay!
Okay, that would be Sanaya then. Congrats, Sanaya.
Sonia. Oh, plenty of love. Plenty of love.
Oh yeah. Okay, congrats on your Barding of Knot. That's the Enuo Tentacle Barding. Enjoy your tentacles.
Be responsible of the tentacles.
Your chocobo will enjoy it too.
This is your only warning. They're rather girthy.
They're pretty girthy tentacles, yeah. They're very slimy too, so. It's very cool, actually. Yeah. You never know when somebody's gonna come up on you while you're riding your chocobo, and you just need to whack them with a tentacle while you're going there, or many other things. Okay. All
Only
right.
you could race with that barding.
What's that?
If only you could race with that barding.
Oh yeah. You can. I'm pretty sure you can, because I've got primal barding on mine.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. You can put. Pretty sure you can put whatever barding you want on. So when you're racing, there you go. You just slow down a little bit and hug them with your tentacles, or whack another racer off the track. Okay. Anyway, on to phase 2 of our announcements. Congrats, Sanaya. And thank you guys for your extra eyes. Okay, phase 2, we're going to talk about another fun announcement coming up here. This one's a little further out. This is in August. Azure Summer Festival 2026 is coming back for another 3-day mega event happening at the end of August. Azure Summer Festival started in 2016. This is the 10th year anniversary of Azure Summer Festival. Back in the day when we only had Azure Day Weekend, which started as a singular day event for mini games, races, and little things that we would do for kind of like social events and stuff like that. We still do that. It's just evolved a lot since then. The Azure Day eventually became 2 days because we realized we could not fit all that fun into one day. and it was always an explosive time that was just super fun. And when we started doing 2-day Azure Day weekends, and it felt good for a while, I said, well, what if we had one really insane, like super crazy 3-day thing where we would fit just an insane amount of stuff into a 3-day weekend, and then also include stuff that we don't normally do at Azure Day. We do have some Azure Day favorites, but some really extremely like crazy events, even events that are like fusions of each other. So some of our our Need for Speedgens flash raffle riddle race event, or something that's a combination of darts and something else that we would do. So there's a lot of things that get really crazy during Summerfest. So we've got the giant group screenshots, we've got the Chocobo Race Grand Prix, we've got the summer tournament as well that'll happen there. Mentioning that in a second, and a lot of stuff. And it's this is the 10th year of us doing that summer festival. So it's 3 days of back-to-back events. These events are hourly events. They're 1 to 2 hour events hourly for about 12 hours a day for 3 days. So that's going to be a lot of fun to look forward to. And what do we do, or what do we bring to accompany these crazy events? Hundreds of millions of gil and prizes. Just tons of prizes everywhere. Gil and all kinds of items and crazy stuff. It is a wild time. I'll be decorating the hall, and everything's going to just be really crazy. So that's at the end of August. We are looking at August 28th through 30th will be Azure Summer Festival 2026, the 10th anniversary of Summerfest. And throughout our history, we've had some pretty wild Summerfests. Naked races through Eureka, level 1 alt races through dangerous places. Which instead of the Hunger Games, they called that the Streaking Games. And a lot of really crazy stuff, just wild stuff you just don't see hardly anywhere. 3-story mazes made out of mansions, full of hidden objects and other crazy surprises. Just a ridiculous number of wild things to do with tons of prizes, and it's a lot of fun. So end of August, I know it's a while from now, but it's gonna come before we know it. And July is already packed with Fan Festival news and the new patch and other stuff. So with the patch that is coming, it's the sub patch of 7.5. There's probably going to be some new minions, maybe new mounts, just stuff that's going to come from that Northhorn, which I'll mention in a second, that will probably end up in the prize pool too. And of course, as always, we need donations. So our donation tab is tab 4 of the SC chest. If you've got some nice minions, mounts, glams, fashion accessories, orchestrion rolls, we're not looking for stuff that's like, pretty easy to obtain or under 100k. We want to get some nice prizes. Doesn't have to be millions of gil, but things that are decent to win. Something that someone would be really excited if they saw it and they're like, oh man, that's awesome. So like some of the stuff that comes from maps, or just just good prizes. And of course, anything that's donated is appreciated. And if we have to, we might liquidate stuff that's like extremely cheap, because we don't. And honestly, this is a good time to mention the chest rules as well. I didn't have this in my notes for the assembly, but I do want to mention it really quick. Our chest only has so much space, and while we really appreciate people putting stuff in the chest, we want to make sure that we follow the chest rules on our charter. So high quality mats and materia that's grade 8 and above. Anything lower than that's prohibited. We don't have the space. As you can see in the chest, it does start from left to right, going 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 for each of those. So we want to make sure we stick to those. When we get to Evercold, we're probably going to drop the 8s and 9s, or the up to 10 maybe even, because they're just not being used anymore, at least for the majority, like 99% of us. I love how the chat is talking about ranch. That's amazing. Yeah, let's just try to, keep the chest rather clean, have some space open for the stuff that is really good, and then for, good quality food, and good current day potions. If there is gear, something that's helpful to people, and something that's not, worth like 100 gil or 1 million stuffed alphas or things like that. So once in a while, we do have to liquidate, and then that takes time and everything like that. But again, it is appreciated. And you know what? Most of the time, everybody's so nice that they don't take stuff. But we need you to take things. We need you to use it. We need the stuff that's in it to get used. Please don't take a whole stack of Thavnarian onions. That's in there to be taken one at a time by our members. That's a new thing because we have so many of them, and we're becoming very wealthy as a community that it's easy to supply those on, even if they were to get stolen, it'd be easy to replace. But at the same time, like we need people to use the chest too. So be nice, but don't worry too much about using it because even if you never put anything in it, it's there for you guys. So for us to have to liquidate it, it takes time. So just wanted to mention the chest rules. If you're confused about anything with the chest, there's always a chest rules section in the rules charter. You just look at the table of contents and you'll find what chapter it is. So, it's in the additional information section. You can also ask your local Lieutenant General or I as well. But yeah, Azure Summer Festival 2026. So that is going to be a fun 3 days in August right at the end of summer. Also, Azure Grand Duel Tournament 32, the 32nd rendition of our long-running tournament series, running since 2016. We have a vacant title. Our previous champion has retired from the champions, from being from the championship itself, and has moved on. And now that title is vacant and waiting for someone to win. It's a couple times in our history we've had a vacant title, and it's funny that it actually is lining up right with the summer tournament. So to make things fun, or even more fun, we're going to have a theme to that tournament. So Grand Duel Tournament 32 will be summer themed. So come in your summer glams, your swimsuits, your whatever you like to wear in the summer, even if it's a frog costume. Bring it to the PvP tournament taking place during Azure Summer Festival 2026. That will most likely land on the Sunday. Sunday is always the PvP day in Azure. It also has the PvP currency up. But that's a vacant title. That means there's no championship fight, and whoever the tournament victor is will get that title and then become immortalized on the website. You'll get a listing that shows, who the champion is and the special champion rank, which fits to the permissions of whatever global rank that you are in Azure. So very, very cool championship that we have. Also, there's a big prize pot for that too. So that's just another thing to look forward to. That's during Azure Summer Festival 2026 as well. And coming up next month, like I said, I was going to mention the 31st again. Not only will we have Celebration of the Azure Sky, but on that same evening of the 31st, the return of Field Op Friday's Crescent Crusade. So Crescent Crusade is this is current content for Occult Crescent. That is the Dawn Trail Relic series. Our Crescent Crusade previously debuted with the South Horn. There's the Crescent Isle. So you got the moon, you got the top horn and the south horn of the moon. So the South Horn, we did that for a couple of months. It did not last as long as our old Field Up events did, due to the fact that Occult Crescent just did not hit as hard as Eureka and Balja did. However, there are some changes coming to things like Fork Tower. There's a lot to look forward to in North Horn, and we don't know if it might just be a super awesome second part of Occult Crescent with a lot of stuff that we'll be able to do there. And this is going to be the final relic stuff. So I imagine there's going to be a lot of people who want to spend time there. There's going to be the critical encounters, fates, and more. We don't know what steps of the relic are going to be done there, but we do know that it's going to include the usual Field Op shenanigans. So that means that Azure's Crescent Crusade will return. We have a Crescent Crusader role in the Discord, so you can get pinged if you want notifications for that. And what we did do traditionally with Eureka and Balja was schedule either a backup night for the previous content, so that would be like South Horn, or we would gather South Horn at the same time as North Horn. And that's probably what we're going to be looking at. We also have grown in membership since we did Crescent Crusade last. So there's a good chance we're going to have a lot of people either just coming into Southhorn content, needing to go to Southhorn and, you know, being able to benefit from an FC group. You might have Demi Atma to grind still, which you can also get there. There's a lot of things that's going to be good for. And I would like us to keep to that tradition of providing grouping for both relic zones. So, as far as a backup day or a catch-up day, secondary to the main Field Op Fridays FC day for that, let's give it the initial release first, and then we can kind of gauge like, oh, okay, this is really fire. Like, this is really going well. Okay, people are really going to want to do a second day of this. Then we'll do that. We did that with Balja Battlefront and Eureka Expedition. That was the names of our old events for those. So well, we got to see if that goes well first. But we will for sure start Field Op Fridays Crescent Crusade, returning for North and South Horn grouping on July 31st, the very day of the patch. As usual, we have folks that'll go in early in the morning, check it out, kind of gauge what's going on in there, and then be ready for hosting that night. And that will be the 5:45 Pacific, 8:45 Eastern time slot. That's also 7:45 p.m. Central. And event will be normal event runtime of 2 hours. So nice evening get together for North and South Horn every Friday. Oh, one more thing about that. The changes in Fork Tower could actually result in either some additional grouping or some other method of taking that on. I know there's a lot of people that are more on the hardcore side of things that are interested in Fork Tower, and we don't know what the second part of that tower is going to look like yet, or if any other changes will affect both. We kind of have to see the next update, and I'm sure there's going to be something next month at FanFest or an upcoming live letter. So we'll know when we get there, when we get a little closer. But for now, we're planning Field Op Friday's return. Also, in events, in the subject of events on our calendar, this one is a kind of premature announcement, but I wanted to get you guys kind of hyped up for it as well. We are looking at putting a time slot on our week for Unreal Trials. Would really like to have a night for that. There's a growing number of people who want to do Unreal difficulty trials. If you don't know about Unreals, that's done through the Faux Hollows thing in Idleshire. So if you got through up to, I think, did anybody here know if you need, because it's in Stormblood right now, it's, well, no, it's not. It's Shinryu, right? Shinryu Unreal is the current one. Do you have to be through Stormblood to do, yeah, you would have to, wouldn't you? Because
I think you would need to, yes. You have to unlock, well,
yeah,
the normal one.
it makes sense. It's just weird because like Faux Hollows has been around since a long time. So we'll have to look into that. But Unreal Trials is a special difficulty that takes the old EX Trials and makes them scaled up to today's stats. So it's kind of like doing it, if you did it back in the day when it was the current one, it's going to kind of feel like that, but with the current level 100 stats. So there's a lot of rewards you can get from that. There's a lot of really, really, really expensive mounts and great stuff, you know, that you can get from faux leaves, which is the currency for that. So just keep an eye out for that announcement. We got to kind of figure that out still, but it is coming. It is coming. Unreal Night is coming. Okay, and before we go on to our second raffle, the assembly here, I did want to quickly mention some event statuses, any updates, and right now, almost all of our weekly events, you know, they're doing so well. We haven't seen any major, like, significant drops or, you know, any new content that's affected them at all. So that is Azure 24-Man Tuesdays, our weekly raid night on Tuesdays, doing very well. that first week, as always, goes as first weeks do. Very exciting, and took up the whole time slot. Week 2 and on and up until now, and I'm sure going forward, it's become very easy, and it's a great way to get your weekly coins. So to get your 790 gear and your weekly coins, come along with us if you're free every Tuesday. Wondrous Wednesdays, Treasure Thursdays, Friday night treasure fights. Those, along with Mega Mountathon, Savage Saturdays, and Azure Fate Farmers, and Super Azure Slayer Sunday PvP are all unchanged. Those are still continuing, going very well. Good attendance throughout the week. Monstrous Mondays, however, is under new hosting. So we have Broken and I be showing up there, and if there's always opening to help. If anybody wants to join hosting, please let us know. But for right now, Roken and I are doing our best to provide a very welcoming learning party experience each week. We want to kind of take a lighthearted approach to it, and we've had some very fun themed kind of themed nights that we've come up with. What was last time? Game show edition?
Yep. Extreme Game Show edition.
Extreme Game Show edition of Monstrous Mondays. Yep.
Yes.
And
you'll just have to come to find out what the Mondays will be.
Yep. Yeah, each week a new theme. It's very exciting. And we are currently still doing Inuo Extreme. So if you want to get into the Inuo Extreme content and want to learn that fight in a non-judgmental space with some FC friends and a place that's comfortable to learn that kind of thing, 100% just come. Don't worry about whether you feel if you're bad or not, or if you've done it before. That the whole point of it is a learning party. So clears are just a bonus, but learning is the most important thing, and together. And if we do have some veterans show up to help with that, and there's free space, that's awesome, because just helps everybody. And and so yeah, fun stuff with Monstrous Mondays. And with that, I think we can move on to our next raffle and take a little break here. Lots of fun stuff to look forward to. I know we're talking about a lot of stuff. Got events out the wazoo, and special stuff coming up next month. Very exciting fan festival and Summerfest in August, and Celebration of the Azure Sky. The list goes on. Okay, if you are watching on Twitch and you would like to enter this raffle and pick up an item in game, you're part of our community, put a 3-digit number in the Twitch chat. There's also the Azure Grand Assembly chat as well. You can do the same, 3-digit number. If you are in game here with us, go ahead and put /random in the box to enter to win a prize from the prize pool. The number closest to the number I roll here in a couple minutes will win the next prize.
Last time my number was low and you rolled high. I wonder if you're going to end up rolling. Now, I rolled high. You could probably end up going low by accident.
Ram.
Oh, someone rolled a 0. Instant win.
That's like automatic disqualification, isn't it? Rolling a 0.
Ram broke the game.
0 is not a disqualification, because if I were to roll 1 and nobody else was closer to that, then that'd be a win.
Way to take me too seriously. It's all good. Rika needs to roll a 1. I want to see Kieran.
What if Reka rolled a 0?
If I rolled a 0, I mean, it'd be the 0 would win.
Yeah. But you have to roll a 1. Because I want to see Kieran.
Wouldn't that be amazing?
To have 2 zeros in the same roll.
Roll a 999. Okay, you see it there? Natsu will donate 10 mil right now if it's a 0.
We'll be holding you to that, Natsu.
All right, we got numbers coming in. Last chance, if you haven't /randomed in game, put a 3-digit number in Twitch or a 3-digit number in the Grand Assembly VC.
We got a match from Arya.
Huh? Arya said they'll match it. Ah.
No pressure, Rika.
All right. Couple more seconds. Kieran says he'll eat his Dragoon armor, and it's spiky. All right, guys. All right, calling time. Here it is. 3, 2, 1, and 482. Definitely not a 1. Okay, there's a 491 from Stella. Very close.
You know, you can just engineer around it, be like, it's close enough.
Oh, Arya says 10 mil to the FC Bank regardless. Wow. Yeah, it's looking like Stella, double checking our chats here. I'm not seeing anything close to that besides Stella's. 491. I've got 482. That's very close. 9 away. All right, Stella, congratulations. Where are you at here? Ah, there you are.
Another rabbit.
All right. And Stella wins a Figmental Weapon Coffer. Congratulations. I saw that pickle. The butt rubs
John,
for luck.
what you got against rabbits?
Congratulations. And we do still have another raffle here in a moment. Just after our next announcement phase. Okay. So we have talked about some pretty exciting things today. Lots of upcoming content and events. Things happening coming to Azure. Alright, so we're going to go down a list of some things to do with our Azure wings. And then we'll be talking a little bit about our support core and some statuses of some of our social platforms and services. After that, we'll have our last raffle and our Q&A. But before I begin here, I noticed that our other new lieutenant has joined us. Viv, would you like to come forward and give some words to the community? Are you there, Viv?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm here. Let me sit.
Okay.
Let me sit up.
Yep.
Speech, 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 speech.
Don't speech me. Sorry, I'm late. I was getting fucked up at my 10-year high school reunion, so.
Oh my.
Language.
Yeah, no worries.
But grateful to be here. There's a bunch of you I don't know yet. I'd like to get to know you. See me around, invite me to do stuff. I love doing content. I don't mind. If you see somebody in chat, try and join them because you don't know what fun you could have. Because I've had so much fun just like picking up random stuff. Like, hey, you want to do this? Hey, you want to do this? It's been a blast. So fun to be here. Here for a fun time. May stay for a long time. We'll figure it out as we go.
Well said, Viv. Thank you.
Yay!
I'm glad to have you on the team. All right. Well, thank you to those who donated to the chest during our raffle segment there. And yes, thank you again, Viv. Thank you. All right, so our newest wing, our Warframe wing, is doing events every Monday and Wednesday night. What kind of things are we currently? I've got both wing commanders with us here in stage. What kind of things are we working on right now over there, you guys? We got a lot of research. We got stuff going on with the base. I think there's a new piece of content that just dropped.
Yeah, Jade Shadows just dropped.
Jade Shadows, yep.
Yeah, so right now I would assume that we're working on that. I haven't actually touched it yet, but Viv, I run Mondays, and usually we do Descendia, we usually do Archon hunts, depending on how many people we have, and Viv, what do you usually do on Wednesdays?
So on Wednesdays, that's typically to run Steel Path, Descendia, get our Steel Path stuff out of the way. Depending on what you want to do, depending on what we can do, we'll crack relics. TennoCon is coming up on July 10-11. Gotta get your ducats up, because if you bought the TennoCon pass, you can literally get any Prime mod that Bokatir has ever sold, because you get access to that relay for a short period of time. But if you're brand new, we're willing to help you. We'll help you get through your start chart, help guide you through what you need to farm and stuff like that. It's a fun game. Yes, it does take a while to get some of your Warframes and guns, but it's one of those games like 14 where you can walk away and come back at any time. It's a fun time. You guys want to join us? Monday, we're 8 to 10. Wednesdays, we're 9 to 11 ESTs for both.
All right, thanks, guys. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of stuff to do over there, and like he said, there is a lot that you can kind of, walk away from and come back to at any time. So what's great is that is actually our newest Azure wing, started back in February. We got a handful of folks who play over there and come along on event nights, and we're looking forward to continuing to grow Warframe over there for Azure. Over in World of Warcraft, our wing commander, Lieutenant Cerise, has been on a bit of a break from some of the MMOs. Has been dealing with some things IRL. He has decided to step down as wing commander, so we will continue to support the WoW Guild with recruitment and just kind of building up resources for now. We do not have any scheduled events over in WoW at this time. But the opportunity is always there for people in our community who is passionate about the game that might want to get involved, maybe step up to scout rank and become a Pathfinder, which is a junior wing commander rank. And we need lots of those too. So if you are passionate about World of Warcraft and you'd like to help Azure continue to, drive that forward, all you got to do is reach out with a DM and say the word. We do also need people in that same position for some of our other games as well. So definitely reach out. Even if you've only been here a little while, we'd still like to talk with you and, see how, hear ideas, hear some feedback and things like that, on how we can improve in those places as well. We want our wings to be functioning. They don't have to be as hardcore as we are with our FC. And when I say hardcore, I mean covering everything we possibly can and stretching out into the horizon. But as they grow, we want to see them be successful and fun and useful to our members. And over in Star Citizen, we have been really working towards getting to know the game as a clan, understanding the systems and the processes behind exploring space and the kind of simulationness of that game. Of course, it is alpha. It is really intense with how much stuff you can really do and take on there. You really get to decide what kind of citizen you want to be in the stars. And Azure Legion over there, run by Wing Commander and Lieutenant Aaron Wells, along with Scout Captain Grum, has been doing a great job of finding activities and things for the Azure Legion organization, as they call the guilds in Star Citizen, finding things for us to do and try out. We did what was kind of like a raid, QV Breaker Station, which was a very special thing that came in here a couple months back. We did do that successfully a couple times, got some really nice event night videos, and we are looking to work on and I forgot what it's called, but it's a strike team op type thing.
Project Hyperion.
Project Hyperion, thank you. That's something we want to do. We're going to need at least 8 people for. So hopefully, we can. We're not super small. We're not super big. We have a handful of folks that play the game regularly. But if we can get a good group to try that out soon, we're really looking forward to that. Those event nights are Sundays. Sundays at 4 Pacific, 7 Eastern. And it's a little bit of a learning curve, but it can be a very enjoyable experience. Just keep in mind it is in alpha, and that means there are bugs, and that means that patience is required. But when it works, boy, is it fun. Very fun. Very fun. And you can always see the Star Citizen chat in Azure Discord always lit up. There's always discussions going on in there every single day. So, there are folks who are very, very passionate about this game in our community, and like discussing every little thing that comes out for it, and it's a lot of fun to be a part of. Over in Star Wars The Old Republic, we've had a burst of recruitment. We've had a good 50 or so people who've recently joined. We've got current members, new members, all over the place, and there's even more. The game has had kind of a burst of life recently with new announcements, a coming expansion, and recent patches that have been really fun. You've seen a lot of folks getting back into that one, and we're doing everything we can to support Azure. We've got a flagship, a stronghold on Alderaan. General Terry has joined us. Welcome, Terry. And we've also got some goals over there. We're trying to get conquest points to get the command encryptions to further expand our flagship. And we're continuing to push recruitment. Guilds, I believe, have a cap of around 1,000 over there. So that could grow very quickly and, bigger than we may know soon. There's been some questions whether we would have a Imperial side guild for SOTOR. And I'm not going to say no to that, but me and Asselin here is a SOTOR vet that's kind of serving as an advisor. And, we both kind of talked about it and haven't really, fully decided on that, because we want to make sure the Republic side is very solid before we move on with any other plans. But that is what's going on over there. So again, similar to WoW, but got a little bit more going on there with resource building and membership building. And I think that's a very good place to start off when we're trying to make a wing successful. For Elder Scrolls Online, we have seen an uptick in recruitment on our PlayStation guild for Elder Scrolls. We also have the PC guild as well, since the game is not cross-play. They are working on cross-play functionality for the game, and that is kind of closer than ever before. But even then, there are some folks that may not be able to still do certain things with that cross-play. We're still kind of unsure of what all that entails, and it hasn't fully been laid out all the way yet, but we do know that people will be able to play together between PC and PlayStation. We just don't know if the guilds will be the same. So we operate 2 Azures in both, and recently we acquired a massive castle for Azure Infinitum. Our new ESO guild halls in both the PlayStation and the PC versions have been massively upgraded to Skingrid Castle, which of course when you go there it's renamed to Infinitum Hall. and it's very, very nice. It's fully furnished as much as possible. There's there is like a limit in that game as well, but we've got a lot of stuff in there. The special scry table and some other nice useful things, places to store things. That's going pretty well. And now that recruitment's picking up over there, more people are visiting the hall, and it's exciting. It's a very nice castle, and I waited a really long time to find something that was going to be worthy for Azure. There's special homes that only come around like every so many months or years, and these things are like really super expensive. So if you save up the in-game, it's not in-game, it is currency in-game, but it's currency you get when you subscribe or buy the currency with money. So this is about $400 in content for Azure, for the ESO communities, and it's super nice. I'll be posting some pictures of what Infinitum Hall looks like over there. Just imagine an old medieval castle with a drawbridge, and it's super cool. A little castle town outside, and we've got so much space now over there. It's really, really great. The best part of it is the fact that I'm able to add stuff to it, or whatever we want as a community. We want to add things, or somebody has something to donate. It makes it very easy. Prior, we had an old member that's no longer active in our community who had some very expensive guild halls that he basically donated for our use, but I didn't have contact anymore, and I wasn't able to I didn't have the permissions to add stuff to it. So we've got that now, and that's really exciting for ESO, for Elder Scrolls. Over in Guild Wars 2, very similar state to SOTOR and WoW. It is one of our wings, and it is a wing that we actually had to reboot in the past. As some might know, in 2023, we did lose the old one, unfortunately, due to an old member that left that was trusted to command it and actually had ownership of it. Took the place and kind of ransacked it and nuked the roster. So we rebooted it, and with the recent announcement of Guild Wars 3 and ArenaNet's announcement of Guild Wars 1 Reforged being supported through the life of Guild Wars 3, they're going to literally run all 3 games and make content for all 3 games. That's very exciting. Or at least the first one will be supported, and the second one will still have content, and the third one will be new. So what I've done in Discord for our Guild Wars wing is I've actually changed the name from Guild Wars 2 to just Guild Wars for the category. Reason being, I'm going to create a Guild Wars chat for 3 and for 1, and that way we can have all 3 games supported. When I get time, I will see about what we can do with 1, and then also make a guild in number 3 when it comes out, which is expected probably 2028. But at least leading up to Guild Wars 3, we'll be able to have a channel for news, videos, things when they do live streams and stuff like that, because that's going to be really exciting. If you haven't seen the trailer, it's a very nimble, physical, modern take on MMOs, and it actually looks very, very exciting, very refreshing, and it could be a hit. Who knows? So we're looking at it just being the Guild Wars wing, not just Guild Wars 2. But currently, that's where the guild is at, and every once in a while, we'll have current members joining, and we would like to work up to building a new guild hall. And I'm not super well versed on the game, so if we've got anybody here who's really into it and knows how to get that set up, that'd be wonderful to get advice from, because there's a lot of gold involved in and questing involved in getting the guild house, and we actually don't have that right now. So that would be a goal and something to kind of work on for Guild Wars 2. And they always mentioned that they're making yearly expansions, and there's already been 3 of them in the last couple of years since we kind of refounded that wing and hope to make more out of it. So that's a project that's out there that we could use some help with. It is a very cool MMO. It's very fun, and as long as you buy it, it's free to play. There's no subscription. Over in Monster Hunter Wilds, we have seen the new expansion trailer. So recently we got a glimpse of what to expect. Monster Hunter Wilds Ascension is coming next year. Some people have been asking, are we going to take the Azure Hunters clan and do events again? Well, absolutely. We will be doing events again for Ascension when that comes out. 100%. I mean, we've even said that since before we put the old events on hiatus. So What's pretty awesome is that we have a backup squad and another squad. The squad has 47 out of 50 people in it after making a little bit of room, and then we have the overflow one. As we get closer to Ascension coming out, we'll also be posting some online recruitment ads as well to try to beef up a little bit of that population, and then have, you know, what we have right now, which is actually the majority of it is comprised of current Azure members. Or, you know, there's almost nobody in it that's you know, non current FC or something like that member that's in there. So, you know, we'd like to see the majority be folks that are already in our community, plus, you know, recruit and kind of bring some more people into the Monster Hunter community. The nice thing about Monster Hunter is these releases come out every couple years, and there's going to be another one after Wilds, and there's going to be another one after that, and they always have multiplayer capability. So, like I said, when we brought back the Monster Hunter wing for Azure, I said that even after Wilds, we would keep the channel, we would keep the section, and keep it available, because some people like to share Hunter IDs, and maybe in 2 years, there's people who just want to go back to Wilds and play together again. There's people who want to go back and play World together again now, and they can post in the Monster Hunter forum that we have. And you know, so that wing's not going anywhere, even though that's not an MMO. It's still very viable for us to continue to have events for, and we're a gaming community, and it makes sense. And Monster Hunter actually goes back quite a way with Azure, back to 4G Ultimate on the 3DS. We had our first Monster Hunter, not really an event, but more of a meetup of Azure players back when Azure was very first founded. We had some 4G Ultimate meetups. And then, of course, after that, it was, you know, World down the line. You know, that's not the next thing that came out, but that's the next thing we did Azure stuff in. So there you have it. We do plan on doing that. That's a while from now, but it's there for, you know, whoever wants to join that clan. I think the clan IDs are, or the squad as they call them in Monster Hunter. The squad IDs are pinned in the Monster Hunter chat channel. Okay, so that is where we're at with a lot of the wings. You know, most of the needs are either needs for additional hosts or just needs of resources in those games. We're, you know, gold, currencies, resources, members. This is all part of building. There isn't a lot that's really specific outside of just the general building of our community. And, yeah, it's pretty awesome. Yeah. So without further ado, we'll move on to the next topic here. But yeah, if you are interested in helping out in any way with some of our wing games as well, you know, please give us a DM. We're kind of always just one chat away from getting somebody in a position that could really help out the community. Okay, and yeah, so another thing too is we have a little spotlight here. We kind of always mention this at assemblies, but I wanted to bring awareness to the support team of Azure called ASSIST, ASSIST, which stands for Azure Scout Squad Initiative and Support Team, ASSIST, there to assist our community and our leadership. Azure Scouts are folks who step up from member rank to help out members, answer people in chat, hop in when, you know, when you see someone ask for a run and they're free, they're there to help you out. Newbies especially, you know, can get a lot of help from our scouts. They're there to message if you've got questions or need to get a message to the council. Some of our scouts are also part of the Azure Stars program, the Special Tactics and Recruitment Squad, which help with recruitment, regular event shout advertising, for recruitment. And more. And they all have access to support channels like the in-game Scout link shell, the Scout and support categories in Discord. And any member who's been in our community at least 4 weeks can apply to become a Scout by talking with a council member or myself. and letting us know you have interest. As long as you are registered on the website, we can give you access to the Scout Forum, which gives you your welcome packet and access to stuff that you may or may not, ever need, but it's there. You get access to the ban list, which helps you keep an eye out for, folks that might be causing trouble outside the hall or whatnot. You will have access to how we do our recruitment protocol. You can see how we, have event protocol, things like that. But the main part of being a scout is really being eyes and ears for leadership and helping the membership. That's the most two important things. And all of our scout ranks, scouts, scout sergeants, scout sergeants are highly active scouts that get involved with events and get ready to do event hosting if interested. And they train. Scout captains are leaders amongst assists that have been assigned and cleared to certain event days of the week. All of our scout ranks represent the backbone of support in Azure. And, we want members to know that, we may not always reach out to you, since we have a lot of people we're working with, talking with, helping, and, playing with each day. But if you have interest and we haven't reached out to you, please reach out anytime. Ask, how do I become a scout? Or what can I do to rank up in Azure? Over time, we have folks that come into it and they realize, man, this is actually very nice, because it's not so much a ladder of promotion, but it's a support structure that allows you to make the most of how much you want to help. And sometimes that helping is really just keeping an eye out and, answering questions and jumping into runs. Now, that doesn't mean that members can't do that same thing. You can be a great member who's helpful and does all that stuff. But having access to the support channels and being directly connected to, be able to alert council and things like that through those channels does make a big difference, along with the resources we have there. And when we have, maybe an issue, it's easy for scouts to report on that. So we need more scouts and we need more hosts. We need scouts who are currently scouts that might be interested in becoming a backup host or a main host for FC or Azure events in general across the board. Our ranks are universal across our games, to step up and help if free and interested. And if not, that is perfectly fine as well. But it's today's scouts who also could be tomorrow's lieutenants. So we want to continue building the council. We want to continue building our leadership team. We want to fill these seats that you see up here at the front of the room and make this place packed. We want to make this place crowded. So to do that, we need recruiters, we need hosts, we need, folks joining leadership. And one big thing that I stand by this, I do know that this had an effect last year, was 11 months of server lockdown. There was a lot of folks over the course of that year where people weren't able to bring in their friends, or, they took breaks and didn't come back to the server. Or, that was one part of it. It's not the whole thing, but one part of it was just a slower amount of recruitment and less promotions. And that means that this year, there might be less of this or that, because last year we didn't have as much. So now we're in a year where we're coming up on an expansion, and before the big pre-expansion lull hits, like in December or whatnot, alongside the holidays. So that's probably going to see a drop in activity. I don't even know if we will, actually, because our community is so active. But by the time we get there, there's months of the server being open. There's potential everywhere for folks to get into positions in Azure that they're proud of and that they have a lot of fun in. And you'd be really surprised if you're somebody who's interested but nervous about it. Just know that there's so many people that step up and then they realize, oh my gosh, this is actually really fun. It's increased my fun in the game, because now I'm even more involved in something that is very involving but fun. You'd be surprised when you get to see behind the curtain and how we operate, and our channels, and getting into, whether it's support or leadership. Sometimes we see people blossom into great leaders of Azure and help tremendously, even just by being that presence with those permissions and putting them to use, very, very big. So it's really nice, and we need more. So we're always growing, always. And that's across the board, whether it's, one or two games or more, or whatnot. We want you. So our assist team is today, I believe, the best assist team we've ever had, and I want to keep it growing. I think we've got some awesome scouts, awesome recruiters, and great event hosts. And I myself am incredibly grateful to everybody here. Even our members that are just always on the lookout to help out. Even today I had several people message me that they found bots in Discord, or that they knew that somebody needed help with something or whatnot, and spoke up. And that's fantastic, scout member or not. That's awesome. So very grateful for you guys, and wanted to spotlight assist here today, and really let you guys know that it's one conversation away. And if we haven't reached out to you, it's not even personal at all. It's just that there's only so much our current team can get to in a single day or even a week. So you have interest, let us know. And people will reach out sometimes and have interest, and we had no idea they were interested. So yeah, the opportunities are out there. Just got to grab hold of them. Okay, and finally, guys, I just wanted to mention our social platforms. So if you do follow us on any of the social media accounts that we have for Azure Infinitum, just know that there has been a little bit of a delay in posting recently. I had a few days where I was down with some bad wisdom tooth pain, and I'm currently, working on dealing with that IRL. And that slowed me down a little bit. So when I slow down a little bit, sometimes stuff like our posts, will be a couple days late, or even a week off sometimes. We also haven't had as many videos and reels of events lately. There's not really great reasons that I can tell you for that, but just the fact that it's been a very, very busy and good year. So sometimes things get busy in a different direction, and those directions are as important or more important than other things. And when it comes to Azure, and I'd rather put the energy where the growth is needed, and and where the people are at, and the things that are needing to be done first. So and returning to that doesn't mean that there's none of that. It's just that I'm always kind of trying to optimize and find more ways to get our content out. So, I did want to say that when we have events, there's a lot of times I'm running OBS, and I'll be capturing, funny moments, times where we're laughing and having a good time, and which is like almost every event. But we have so much fun together. But I'll be, combining a lot of that stuff with reels that are old and new. And there's a backlog of stuff that I've got from the past year I haven't even went through yet. I've been trudging through content to try to develop a current and old set of stuff that I can start posting, so I can post stuff that is golden, like really golden material, that we have, that will be a great example to people that might want to join our community or see what it's like inside Azure. And that'll be up on YouTube, Reels, things like that across our social media. We've got, our Facebook pages. We're on X, we're on Blue Sky, we have an Azure Pinterest, we're on Instagram, we're on Threads, we're on TikTok, you name it, we're on Tumblr. The list goes on. So, that content will be shared, across our socials. It helps people discover us, and it helps our current members follow even things like announcements or insights into, funny stuff that happened during events and other cool stuff. So it's a really great way to highlight our community. It's always been an awesome way to show people what it's like inside of Azure. And, just seeing us having a good time, sometimes that makes people want to join. And it's just really great to be able to share those moments, or even go back and re-watch some of those moments and have a laugh or two. So that'll be increasing here again, getting back on the schedule for that too, as well as the Azure podcast. Now that's something that we haven't seen in a while. In combination with our Grand Assembly, it is a way for us to kind of extend the topics that we talked about here and talk more about them, including more about our wings, because we do spend a good chunk of time talking about all of our games here at the Assembly, but we want to sometimes have another space to go more in depth. And when we do that, we also talk about stuff that podcast hosts have been playing, and current game industry news, pop culture news, anime, stuff like that. We want to include all that stuff, because AzureNet.com, the global hub of Azure outside of the community, does share pop culture and gaming news and stuff like that. So that's Azure-net.com. That's where you can find our content outside of the community stuff. There's community stuff on there, but that's where you find the other stuff. And so the podcast kind of represents the whole thing, the community and the, pop culture news and things like that. And I'm going to be making a shout out for our mid-tier to upper ranks, and maybe there's some members that might be interested. If you are podcast minded, meaning if you like to talk for a good hour straight and you like to have a conversation and you don't mind being recorded and you want it to be, something kind of in the range of what I'm talking about here, let me know if you have interest. You may have a good mic or a good voice or good, excuse me, hiccup, good opinions that, we want on the podcast. And, we want to get that back in action. There's a lot of folks that may not make it to grand assemblies or might, be a little like, I don't want to say out of the loop, but might find it more appealing to absorb Azure news through the podcast. Maybe they're on the way to work and they can put it on, or go for a jog and you put on the podcast, whatnot. It's about an hour of having a conversation. So, bringing that back again soon, very soon. Expect to see that here in July, along with the increase in our videos and reels and posts. And pretty soon there's a couple things I'm going to be changing on the website. I recently took down the Destiny 2 information since that wing has finally been retired, and along with just some other things to make our Azure site a little bit more smooth of an experience, and working with Guild Tag, which has been really, really nice ever since we joined Guild Tag, I think 6 years ago now, or something like that, during the RC era, our Resurgence Carillium overhaul project back then in 2021. And so it's been great. We want to continue to take feedback from our members, and we want to, continue to hear what you guys think about what we produce here across the community, the websites, the socials, the Discord, everything. We want to know what you guys like and what you don't like. Please be vocal, let us know, and reach out. And with that, we have covered a lot today. We've talked about new upcoming events, stuff for next month, watch parties, all kinds of exciting stuff, Summerfests and celebrations, you name it. There's been a whole bunch today. So there will be a bit of a digest on this, as well as the assembly cast video. That's the kind of secondary podcast, which is basically a recording VOD of this, where people who didn't make it today can watch through and catch the announcements. And I wanted to, let's see here. Wanted to ask fellow council members here with me, do you guys have anything else you wanted to bring up here before we move on to the last raffle and Q&A?
Nothing from me. Not right now.
Yeah, I don't have anything.
All right, guys. Alrighty. We've got one last raffle here and a Q&A phase. That'll be right after the raffle. If anybody had any questions, comments, proposals, ideas, feedback for the council and I, feel free to post those on Twitch's text chat, the text chat in the Grand Assembly, or in Say Chat here in the assembly room. We're also going to, ask if anybody wants to ask anything at the stage channel, and you come up and talk in voice here in Discord, to line up in front of this podium here in just a moment. But for now, the last raffle. So if you'd like to enter 3-digit number on Twitch, Grand Assembly Chat, or in-game /random, enter to win the final prize of the night here. Numbers are flying in. Also, if you stayed with us this whole time, thank you guys so much for being a part of this assembly. I'll be ending here very, very shortly. We've really talked a lot about a lot of fun stuff, a lot of good stuff coming in Azure. Events coming back, new events in the mix. Give it a moment here. Our numbers. going back up through chat here. Thank you guys for the kind comments about the FC. Very much appreciate that. All right, 1 minute until I'm gonna roll. Roll closest to mine wins a prize. It's a good one. It's the grand finale. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and slash random. We're going to find out what that number is. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1. 987. Oh my gosh, it's so high. Okay. High numbers. High numbers. High numbers. Let's see. Okay. We've got 816. We've got 874. We got a 951 from Gideon. Oh my. Checking our chats here. There's only one in the PC chat. There's Twitch. Let's see. Okay. I'm seeing Gideon. 951. All right, looks like Gideon. Darn, rolled a no 911. All right, congrats, Gideon. Congrats on your new troll horn. Troll horn from the Unreal Trials vendor. Very nice mount. Congratulations. That's the troll mount. All right, friends, we have reached the end of our announcement phases. There will be no other announcements tonight, but if you would like to discuss anything here talked about at the assembly, if you have any questions, comments, proposals, feedback for the council and I, anything like that that you would like to bring up, you can type it and I'll read it. You can come up to the podium here, form a single file line in the center of the room. And if you would like to speak on the stage here and be on the stream and the recording, use the hand raise. I see we got one hand raise. Okay, first is Hellfire. I'm gonna bring Hellfire up to the, oh, got a couple. Okay, we got a whole line forming. Perfect. All right, guys. So one at a time here. And if you want to type something out, go for it. We'll read that here in a second. Hellfire, welcome to the stage.
Hey,
Hey.
just a quick one. But I popped in the Discord a couple days ago. I can't remember who was talking, but they did bring up a good question about the buffs, and
Okay.
they was wondering how come we don't run Heat of the Battle most of the time, and then a secondary buff after that. I wanted to make sure that question gets heard by everyone, so that way they can have an answer.
Fantastic question. Thank you for bringing that up. So our current schedule, we have Sunday Markup 2 and Jackpot 2 because we decided that one day of the week would be a Golden Saucer day. There are some times that we have special events where we do a golden saucer night, but because Sunday is the day right after the jumbo goes up at night and buffs go up an hour after that jumbo, people can get a big bonus on their MGP in case they get a nice prize from the jumbo. The markup 2 matches the Sunday PvP events, so that's Sunday. Monday, Heat of Battle 2, Seal Sweetener 2. Earth and Water 2, Meat and Mead 2 for Tuesday. That's a Gathering EXP day. It's the only day of the week that we do Gathering EXP. Got to do at least one. Meat and Mead 2 is the food buff, so goes well with gathering food. Same thing for crafting on Wednesday. Helping Hand 2, Meat and Mead 2.
Tuesday is also reset day, so
Yes.
everybody who's doing their raids and reclears and stuff, the Meat and Mead really helps a lot.
Yes, absolutely. Thursday, we've got Proper Care 2 and Man's Best Friend for a reason. That is the big maps day. Maps level 60s through 100s, 8-man maps. Man's Best Friend is Chocobo EXP. There are a lot of people who still want to get their Chocobos up, especially new people are always joining, new players. And then they get Chocobo EXP if they come to maps. On top of the Bosom Buddies achievement, and Proper Care is because maps are hard on gearwear. So those are basically map buffs for that day, and there's some people who can't get to Treasure Thursdays but will do maps with friends at other times of that day as well. There has been times in our history where once in a while we'll do a late night maps. We haven't done that on Thursday for a minute, but that would also accompany that event as well. The fact that maps, when it goes really well, can be up to 3 hours. If we were to do that twice in the day, that'd be 6 hours of maps, plus the other times that people are doing maps too. So that's just basically all day map buffs. Friday is Heat of Battle 2, Seal Sweetener 2, just like Monday, and Saturday is Heat of Battle 2, Seal Sweetener 2. So the secondary buff, Seal Sweetener 2, that's what gives bonus on seals. We have a lot of people who want to dump gear into the Grand Company and get the seal buff for that. 10% is a really nice buff to the seals. It makes the seal go something that's worth like 1,800 become worth like 2,100 in or something like that, close to that. And when you do a huge dump at the GC of like your entire inventory, you're going to get capped a couple times, which is really nice. And like I said at the assembly, what happens when you get a lot of seals? You get a lot of SC credits. So that's actually helping everybody in a way that is beyond what you would imagine just seeing the buff schedule. So the buff schedule is always pinned in FF14 chat on Discord. It's also in one of our scout chats as well for the scouts and up. But we have EXP 3 days out of 7 days a week. For battle, we have EXP 5 days a week when it comes to the 2 days that are for DOH DOL, and we've got to have at least 1 day for Disciple of Hands and Crafters, and 1 day for Disciple of Land, which is Gatherers. So Gatherers get a day, Crafters get a day, and battle classes get 3 days. And then the other 2 are one's maps and one's Gold Saucer and PvP. Also, you can level your Grand Company to be able to get your own grade 3 FC buff equivalent scroll that you can pop whenever you want and get a buff that's better than any of the weekly FC buffs except for the grade 3s that we pop when we are able to have them. And those are about 8 to 10 a month. So when we do have a grade 3, there's a 15% up instead of a 10%. And those scrolls I mentioned, you can get those by earning them at your Grand Company. So if you're on a day like Map Day, Crafting and Gathering Day, or PvP Gold Saucer Day, in a sense, you could pop your own EXP buff anytime, and you combine that with food or any EXP items, you're looking at close to 20% plus EXP bonus. If you're doing fates, you're getting a bonus there as well, and you're doing roulettes, it's even higher. So EXP is not, it's very good, but it's not so hard these days as it was maybe back in AR and Heavensward to get a bonus to it, to where the FC buff was like one of the only things besides food. And now there's all these other options like the squadron scrolls that anyone can get by just ranking up. So you do have to do your squadrons, you do a little bit of work, but it's not, it's not that bad. That's why.
Yeah, it helps out for alt jobs for sure. But anyone going through MSQ will get more XP from doing the MSQ. So, we do have it 3 days out of the week. However, the rest of the days, it's synchronized to the events and everything else going on.
Well, like I said, that was more or less of a conversation I heard in Discord, and I don't know if I can't remember who it was. They probably hear, so hopefully they heard that information. But my next thing, and this is directly for me, well, for me, for the FC. If you would like, because I wanted to get started on making those actual tier 3s that I said I was gonna make. Could y'all send me the material by either mail or something? Because I do have to clean up my inventory first. But I would get them made as soon as possible.
Oh, you're talking about the grade 3s we were talking about the other day?
Yeah.
Okay. So I actually put the materials in, I think it was tab 2 or 3 of the SC chest.
Okay.
So you can grab them anytime. And it may, I don't know how much that's going to make. That's going to make a lot. But if you need any more, just let me know.
Oh, yeah. Just,
yeah.
Let me know what the main 3 you want first. And I'll make sure they get taken care of.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't, because I kind of was in and out because I'm also doing homework right now too. I was wondering any wing mount farming coming anytime soon.
Okay, so good question. One, our Mega Mountathon event will continue to be doing Lynxes until we get very, very close to Evercold. It probably will be on a break, and then it'll go into wing farming. So wing farming is not going to start as a official event here until it becomes part of Mega Mountathon at the start of next year. However, there are a lot of people who have been doing kind of pop-up wing farm events. I mean, there's a bunch recently that just happened in the last couple of days. And if you can, I mean, some of them are moving on to other fights once they get them. But this is something that if you see anybody doing it or you hear who's doing it, I know Aslan's been doing some as well. Like I said, they're not official, but when groups are doing them, it's great to get in on and try to get those wings. If there's certain ones that you need and other people are doing them, you can also post which ones you want to do in the LFG forum. It's a great place to even organize your own wing farm too within the FC.
Oh yeah, I have 0.
Yeah, there's an EX2 LFG inside the forum there.
Yeah,
I think most of everybody's got their wings now, and they're looking to continue on doing EX1. So if you're looking for that, then definitely post. I think they're just going to use the same EX2 one to continue on. But yeah, definitely look there, share your interest.
All right. Yeah, that's. Damn, my brain just fucking froze. Well, that would be it for me for now. And if I got any other things, I'll let y'all know later.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Thank you, Fire. Yeah, great questions.
All right, I'm out of here.
Okay, and let's see here. Who's that behind? Is Akiyama behind Hellfire there? Okay. Welcome to the stage, Akiyama. Welcome.
Hello.
All right, what's up, Akiyama?
Well, I like to say hello to everybody. I was watching on Twitch, but then I was like, you know what? Let me log in. Let me get in here. But remember how I asked you earlier? What was it? Yesterday or sometime today? I can't remember. But we talked about the threads. I was thinking, because I was talking to Arya just in-game chat. I was thinking, you think maybe we could possibly do like a community game night?
Okay. We have done stuff like that in the past, or at least talked about it, scheduled it, or tried to do like other games, all kinds of stuff, for everything from Cards Against Humanity to Jackbox to fighting game tournaments and things like that. Community game night is actually exactly what we call it too. So, we haven't had that in a while. A lot of times we just need to know what people want to play, and we can schedule something.
I mean, there is like friend slot stuff that's out there. I mean, there is that RuneScape Dragon Wilds game that me and Arya were
Mm-hmm.
DMing each other about. So
I see. Okay.
I figured that would be a nice notion to just throw out there, and probably get more people to come hang out, and probably show them 14 and probably some other stuff.
Okay. I'm glad you mentioned that, because then I can mention this: the fact that I was actually about to make a game forum for the gaming section in Discord, because the chat that we have there that just is for video games, that's a survivor of an old media section where we kind of chopped down channels we really just weren't getting a lot of activity in. Now there might be channels we don't get a lot of activity in now, but they're meant to have them as things grow. But we don't really don't have a solid place for game topics that doesn't get buried. So a game forum would be good for LFG for other games, LFG for ideas like this, as well as maybe a post in said game forum that would be like ideas for community game night. And then you could you could list all the games you think would be awesome for that kind of thing, and then the more we see from people, we can kind of like strategize. We can say, okay, well, he came up with a really good suggestion, and this said game is very viable to group for, or to create some kind of, if it's a fighting game, it could be a round robin system. If it's a survival thing that's like 4-man or something, I mean, there's a lot of things that we can do, and use our gaming community to do even more stuff outside the wings. That's 100% intended for Azure to do as well. It's just that we're so focused all the time on the core in 14 and the wings. But when we have somebody who even is just asking about it or interested in it, it does kind of remind us that there are more things like that we could do. And like I said, we've been up to that in the past. It's just been a while. So absolutely good question. I think that would be fantastic for the forum I mentioned creating. So yeah, when I make that, please share all the games that you think would be good for that.
All right, I think that's about it.
Yeah, I'm gonna make a note right now to do that soon. That way we have it there. Yeah.
I'm about to go wake up the one that's sleeping on the couch so I can get her to actually play 14. So
get her and bring her back to Eorzea. get her further so she can see the amazingness that is Shadowbringers, Endwalker, etc. So thanks for asking. Thank you.
Yeah, I finally got one thing possible for the community.
Well, we appreciate the ideas, because maybe there's things that we can't do now, or we might do later. Maybe there's things that we can do now. Maybe there's things that are better off done a certain way here or there. But we want to hear the feedback regardless. So if you got more ideas, let us know.
Well, at any case, love you guys. Love being here. Never a dull moment.
You too, Akiyama. Glad you're with us. Thank you. And that's true. Never a dull moment. I agree. Never a dull moment. Okay, we got Crotalis at the podium here. Hey, welcome, Crotalis. Thanks for joining Q&A.
Oh, hello. At this point, is it a grand assembly without me popping in?
Yeah, you've been up here at the podium a few times.
Ever since I started. The first week I joined. Which is, there's 3 things I wanted to...
I love it. That's awesome. Mean, getting engaged.
First one,
what's up?
The first one was, so, like I said, when I first joined, the first Grand Assembly after I joined was maybe like 5 days after I joined. I was trying to make a static and all that, and just all that. Literally a month later, Rika made a call looking for assist members. I joined that day. I was barely a month in. And I work a lot. I work 10 hours a day during the week. What I wanted to stress is for people that are maybe thinking about it, maybe really like the FC and have been here for even just the minimum of a month. don't be afraid to just be like, I want to help out. Your level of helping out is just what you can. I've helped out here and there. I like to think I've been helpful. Maybe I haven't done much. I don't know. But don't be afraid. If you really enjoy the FC, the community and stuff, don't be afraid to just be like, I want to help out where I can. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It can be the smallest thing in the world. It doesn't necessarily matter. There are people I didn't learn were scouts until I joined scouts.
Okay.
So that's one thing I wanted to stress to people. And then another one is I wish I could embark on this, but I just don't have time because it's either work or Final Fantasy. Star Citizen.
Ah, yes.
Oh my god, it's so good. If you like the space flying around, like the sci-fi stuff, I encourage you to, at the bare minimum, try it. There is a learning curve because they kind of just toss you in. The people that are here in the FC, or even random people in that game, are willing to help you out. Don't be afraid of it. It's so good. I wish I could be more involved in that, but I just don't have the time. And then the third thing I want to say is kind of a mixed thing. One, obviously the static thing still is holding, but I'm kind of holding that for Evercold.
Okay.
But if there are people that want to do like the Savage kind of wing thing, kind of like Hellfire was talking about, like my current goal is Enuo because I cannot beat that. I still haven't been able to do it. If people are wanting to do like that type of stuff outside of the Monstrous Mondays, which I highly encourage you to come to, it's such a good time. You'll learn a lot at the same time. Plus, we have fun. Outside of that and outside of the regularly scheduled events, if people are wanting to do that type of stuff, hit me up. If we got a group of people, we'll say we have 3 people. We'll join as a group for Party Finder. We'll make the party. And then maybe more people, maybe we can actually progress, because honestly, the Party Finders, they hit the orbs and they die.
Okay. Yeah.
So if there are people interested in that, just hit me up. If not, that's cool too. That's what I wanted to throw out there.
Alrighty.
Plus, I gotta make my appearance. Is it a grand assembly at this point without me?
Well, you've managed to come up to the
I'm
podium
a
here
smart
each
ass.
time since you
I
joined.
don't
So. No, really.
I'm a piece of work.
Thank you for putting that shout out there for anybody that might be curious about helping, joining assist. Hearing the perspective of a current scout, that can be pretty powerful. And like Roken was saying, we're going to get there for Mon. We want to kind of keep seeing a little bit of progress each week is a victory to us. Just getting a little further and further.
For people that want to do side work,
to the point where our regular attendees are knocking it out. And then I know what you meant. I was just saying, and that's good too. There's always LFG. You might not get a lot of responses right away, but at least there's a listing, where you can just post and share that you have that interest there. Because you never know who might click LFG and look and go, oh, I have that same interest. I want to join up with you. But yeah, no, thank you for your feedback and mentioning those things.
Thank you. Y'all have a good night.
Thanks for telling us you have a good night. All right, Ultrafly. Welcome, Ultrafly.
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yep.
Can everybody hear me?
Loud and clear, yep.
I can't hear you. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you.
I'm just kidding. I can hear you. How is everybody? I'm Ultra Fly for a white guy. My question for Reika. What is your favorite color?
That would be blue.
Blue. I thought it was ranch.
Both answers are wrong. The correct answer is Azure. That is all. You're all awesome. I love you all.
Thank you, Ultra. All right. Hellfire, did you... Wait, no, he's not in BC anymore. Let me see here. Kieran, are you in line? Hellfire, I think, is AFK there. All good? Okay. Sure, yeah, you are more than welcome to post there in chat. We'll give Kieran a moment here to type. Okay. So Kieran says, I don't know when it's going to happen specifically, but I will be leaving the server for another one soon, which means I will be leaving the FC. I just want to say there's nothing negative going on. I have had a wonderful time here. Oh, thank you, Kieran. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's got more. However, I am not leaving Azure in a cold, Kieran-less world, so I will be joining the Warframe wing of Azure. Awesome. Okay. All right. Well, you know what's awesome is one, thank you for letting us know. Thank you. It's really appreciative when someone does let us know. I mean, no one has to, but it's nice. It's very nice to know, and it doesn't give us that sense of like, oh, did something happen? Was it us? Was it, did something else happen outside of what we, something unknown, or, what? So it's very good to know. Thank you. And of course, another thing too, like Kieran said, we're an overall global community. So leaving the FC doesn't mean you have to leave Discord. We've got folks that can literally just be a community member and enjoy gaming and be a part of Azure Infinitum. We have folks that might, not be in 14 at all and could be in any of our wings. And, we will miss you in the FC, but we're glad that you're not leaving us as far as our overall community. And you are 100%, 1000% welcome in Warframe, where we certainly need more members in our new wing. So looking forward to having you there. I think our Warframe wing commanders will probably be pretty excited to have another active player over there.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you, Kieran. And not only that, but, wherever you're going in 14, I hope you have a lot of fun. I've been playing Warframe since 2016. He says, been playing Warframe since 2016. I think I had, what knowledge I have will be useful. Yeah, indeed. Absolutely. Thank you, Kieran. Alrighty. Looks like our queue here in line has ended. I don't see any other comments in the chats. I believe that will be the end of our Q&A here today. So I want to thank everybody who came for the assembly, all of the announcements. welcome to all of our new members of Azure Infinitum. Once again, congrats to our new lieutenants, and welcome back, Rakvasha, to the council. We have a lot to look forward to. Today we talked about a lot of events and special events. Celebration of the Azure Sky returning next month, July 31st, along with Occult Crescent Crusade, July 31st. Summerfest is coming in August, last weekend of August, along with the Fan Festival Berlin watch parties next month, July 25th and 26th. Exciting, exciting. All right, everybody, thank you for all of your support. Thank you for being awesome members of the community of all ranks. Thank you to my fellow council members that are here and commented during the assembly and attended with us all. We appreciate you guys, and a big thanks to our assist for just being the awesome support team. And as we continue to build and grow Azure Infinitum and develop together, we look forward to the future and everything that's possible with a well-oiled gaming community full of a lot of like-minded people and folks from all over, all different backgrounds and locations coming together to have a lot of fun. That's what it's all about. So thanks again, guys. As free as the Azure Sky. We'll see you guys around the community.